But it's pretty cool. The ideas like they have for the game, like when people be saying like
claim their flag, defend your own.
It was really weird today to have like 2 or 3 of these dudes coming up like the old VG argument. I put money in the game. If they're not gonna do anything, just kill the game. Like, come on, man. They told you where they were at. They told you what was happening. Cloaking did so many videos on it. So if you just say you don't know what's up and ask where did it leave, but don't say that they're not doing anything. Which is like the one I keep hearing from folks is like, they never said anything, they just stopped. Like, that's not what happened. Just proves that you're not paying attention. And if you don't know, that's fine. But don't start throwing accusations and saying that the devs are this, the devs are that. Where, look, you spent money, the game ended. Any game that ends that you spend money on, that's tough luck. That's how it is. I can comfortably say I spent at least a few hundred on VG. I can a few hundred. It ain't more than 2 or 3, but that's a good amount of money for a mobile game. It's a good amount of money. I don't spend 200 or 300 on most games I play. Yeah, but you know, it's not even killing you. You know, I'll tell you, man, that game is actually really special to me because I was going through a really rough patch in my life.
Your enemy has advanced their position.
And that game was the game that that was one of the things I used as a stress reliever. And I used to play it. I used to play it. No, I know not me. I'm just saying, I used to play it a lot. So it's kind of funny. It holds a very special place in my heart. And it's also the thing that got me on Twitch. It's the thing that got me watching esports. Like, I never watched anybody play a game before before that game. And the reason I used to love it, man, it was like you learned so much from the players on the builds that they made and everything. And then you'd be like, yo, let me go try this thing out. Like, you'd pause and look at the screen to see what the guy put together, and then you go run and try to build out yourself. It was great. The funny thing is, I personally am not a rank lover. I'm not. The only thing I cared about rank was getting to level 6. So at the end of the season, I got stuff. That's all I cared about. Like, I didn't care about ever being vainglorious. I never cared about it. I played more casual games, and sometimes you get some really really strong, hard fights. Sometimes you get really weak, mediocre fights. Like, the funny thing is, yeah, man. I mean, I met some people, and we played online together. And I mean, we did great one game, and then we got like smashed the other. But I even played with this like 8-year-old kid that and I even counting my kids because my daughter was 8 and my son was 6 when I got them playing. And I played with like some young kid who, like, I knew he was young because I heard his voice, and also the way he was playing wasn't even logical. so man, it's a thing. It's one of the best. It was one of the best times I had playing video games. So yeah, I personally, and the fact that people, you could still play it if you want to, is really cool. I wish I didn't upgrade to the final CE. I would have kept my skins, even though all the skins were open, everything was open. People were complaining about that version too. Oh, how are you giving all the skins? The game is pretty much done, fellas. And then for them to make the game work a little bit better, they just dumped everything and then give you a nice plain vanilla version so the game can be played. So yeah, I don't know, man. Like I said, I only played them. The best I did was 7 gold. But what would always frustrate me is I'd be put into these matches with these level 8, level 9 guys, and they play like trash. And I'm just like, bro, how you level 8, level 9? What that means is those people were carried by somebody who could play. And they would just manage to be on a good team most of the time. Because the way they played did not play to the level that they claimed that they had. So that's what frustrates the hell out of me. Like watching bonehead things happen and you're just like, what is this? How are you like level 9 but you play the way you play? It's like, it's weird. I'm expecting when I saw those numbers, I was always expecting like high level of play, and it wasn't always there. And it's the funny thing too is the one I never understood is there was also jerks in the game too, like these idiots that act like if you're having a bad game, which happens from time to time, oh, you suck, you're the worst person I've ever seen play. It's like, shut up, man. You know what I'm saying? Just shut up. Sometimes you'll meet people who can play something better than you. Sometimes you'll have a really bad game. Sometimes you're off. I've had it happen. And there's other games that I carried games lights out by myself with Vox, freaking with my weird ass build of what do you call it? Tornado triggers, poison shivs, and freaking serpent. Sorrow blades. And I carry games that way too. It happens. I've had Samuel games where Sammy, I just freaking put people to sleep with his ultimate, and then just freaking decimate everybody. Same thing with Varia. Like, those were my characters. Like, I got really good with Varia. I got really good with Samuel. I got really good with Warhawk. Gwen over what's his name? A Ringo. But I was a Ringo main first. Well, when Gwen came out, she became my main. Rhyme was one of mine. Crawl, I figured him out, but I preferred Rhyme more. Especially if you're playing 3v3, I loved Rhyme a lot. I used to love to take the other people's jungle, take my jungle, control the jungle so hard that I would walk into the middle of the map and just start destroying their turrets and killing everybody. You would put yourself 2 or 3 levels above everybody else by just taking their jungle and your jungle, like twice. And then it was pretty much over. Another character I learned to love, Ozo. That thing was violent. That monkey was violent. If you knew how to play Ozo, oh my god, Ozo was a monster. Blackfeather, I loved him because Blackfeather could go crystal or weapon power. Ozo could also crystal or weapon power. They fixed Rona where she could eventually go crystal or weapon power, but I always loved weapon power Rona more. Yeah, Crow, the thing was, I figured out his counter. It didn't matter who I was playing, whether I was playing support, jungler, or laner. If there was a Crawl, I always got Poison Shift. Poison Shift completely destroys the character. Because his claim to fame is to be able to heal. Poison Shift stops it. Poison Shift stops healing. Every third hit you do on Crawl makes him bleed. So when he hits you with his final stuff, he couldn't heal. Dead Crawl. So, but there were Crawl players who knew what to do too. They could kick your butt with them. It's like, that's what I'm telling you about that game. It was lovely, and there was a good set of stuff that was there. There's a lot of stuff I never really learned how to use, like capacitor plate. There was a lot of things that were good, but I never really learned to use them. But I wish I actually spent some time with them and learned them a little bit better. But yeah. But like I loved Viola when she came out. Loved her. Love Yates. Yates was awesome. Especially like you'd be fighting, you save one side of the screen, and then you see the person's on the other side of the map, and then you freaking just teleport and drop down, boom, and freeze them, and then save the team. They do. The problem is there's just so many characters that it becomes difficult for, like, if a person has the perfect counter to your character with the character they're playing, there's not really much you can do. Like, you can try to build to it, but if that character just really plays into that character super strong, you're dead. VG had that too. There were certain characters that played against other characters better. That's why the bans were so important. When you could ban out characters and prevent people from taking specific characters, you then could play a character that, okay, now that guy's banned, I can play this character that's super strong, specifically without that character being able to be on the screen. Really good players still could counter you with their build, but it was harder. But they all do. Because I'll tell you, I played Wild Rift, and there's these characters I see people play. I'm like, oh my god, this character's really cool. I went and got the character. I tried to play her and got decimated. Like, I could not get the rhythm and the moves together that the person knocked together to get something wonderful. And the character felt really hard to play. But the person who I played against just decimated with it. But like I'm saying, this version right now has 62 characters, 63 characters. They have over 100 and something. My favorite, believe it or not, is Tristina, followed by Jin. But Jin, I have a lot of trouble using his final attack. Sometimes I miss horribly with it. Like, I'm mispositioned. I'm too close to the person, and it's just wasted. So, like, it doesn't feel like with Kestrel, I never felt like, oh no, I'm out of position, so I can't use her one shot, one kill. With Kestrel, I could miss, or I could miss, but I never felt like I was out of position. So that's the difference. But yeah, it's all I can say. It's a good game. It's just not a game for me. And the thing I don't like about MOBAs is AFKs, and also if you gotta leave, you leave your team in a lurch. And sometimes they need you, and then you got, oh my god, my baby, my baby nephew, he's hurt. I gotta go help him. Yeah, guess what? I'm not staying for the game. It's that simple. I'm not staying for the game. So that's why, believe it or not, where I want to go is I want to do shoutcasting. I don't even really want to play competitively. I want to call games competitively. That's it. So it definitely would need one or two other guys. So if any of us has something going on, the other two people could take care of it. But yeah, that's what I want to do. Run some tournaments and stuff like that. That'd be fun. Ooh, it's smooth enough that I can actually play on the screen. See, the funny thing is, I'm not like a video file or audio file. Like, things have to sound and look specifically. This is probably only 30 frames per second, but it looks good to me. So I don't care. I really don't care. Other folks, it's like, oh my god, it's not that buttery smooth 60 frames. It's like, whatever, man. I don't have time for that. I just don't want the game lagging or hiccuping so I can't figure out what I'm doing. That's all I care about. If I can see it moving and everything looks clear to me, I could care less how fast, how many frames per second it is. I could care less. Like, the reason to me is 60 frames per second is a very weird ideal to want. The world doesn't move at 60 frames per second. Movies are like 24 frames per second, especially when they go on big screen. So why the hell do I want it to be super, super fast?
We have taken their flag. Your opponent has taken ground.
It's the same thing. I don't like Ultra 4K. High definition's okay. It ain't my favorite thing either.
Impressive.
Jeez Louise, man. So the reason I use Bracer Dedication, every time I get a kill, the heavy comes back. And the reason I prefer the triplane gets 1.7. Since it's 90, I get 1.6 for every kill. Actually, no, it's 1.7 because it's 179. So I prefer that over
Bring it back. Claim
the
what's
Ortman, and the triplane has a really long range, which is sick. That's what makes it as a heavy, just like a shotgun. It makes no sense.
Yes.
But like I said, if you got people who can sit down and play 2 hours, 3 hours, and you want to do rank mode with no Dido, that's also fine. I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't mind watching people play. Yeah, Ring of the Veil is just ridiculously broken still. I'm hoping eventually they do something with that, because it's just silly the way it is.
Double kill.
Like even
Defy them.
oh, that's nah, Triplane is stupidly strong. Gotta protect.
Yes. Bring it back. Claim what is ours. That flag is ours. Take it back. Done well chosen. Hope remains. A reckoning. We are strong.
I'm gonna miss this thing when it goes full. Cause I'm getting really comfortable with the flamethrower. There's easy ways to beat it. Make sure I don't have heavy ammo, and then just jump right in my face and shoot me multiple times with a shotgun. Works really well. Shotgun is a hard counter for it. The thing about it is, it's a shotgun with me with no heavy ammo. If I have heavy ammo, it's not gonna work out. But shotguns are a hard counter. Snipers are also hard counter for it too. A really good sniper, 2 good shots from a sniper rifle, like in Lumia Prodigal in Objection, yeah, it could kind of end my whole game. It's a strong counter too. But there's definitely counters to it, man. Like it's a strong build, but it's not an impossible to beat build. It's pretty easy to beat. It's just that I try to use it to my, like, one of the things I want to always do with this build too is choke points are my favorite places on the map. Places where characters have to stream out and they come out in groups. That helps me immensely with the flamethrower, because I can hit everybody at the same time and I can do a lot of damage. And once I'm hitting you, triplane, and every time you die, I keep getting ammo. So every 2 people who die get 3. So it becomes an infinite loop of hitting you with fire and shooting you to death over and over again. So I can get like deca kills, mega kills, even omega kills with that pattern. But there really isn't anything super broken. It just depends if you're playing the build counter or not. Like certain builds counter hard by other builds, like can crush them. Like most short range weapons that have a lot of damage can destroy snipers, because once you're within that halfway range of snipers, they lose half their damage. And then if you have a gap closing ability, shotguns are a sniper's worst nightmare. Flat cannons are what do you call it? A sniper's worst nightmare. Chain guns are sniper's worst nightmare. Like everything becomes a sniper's worst nightmare if you can gap close. That's literally the thing. Sniper needs range and things staying away from it. Once you're close in, sniper is finished. And they don't give it a lot of health for a reason, because it does so much damage. Imagine a sniper was super tanky and did a lot of damage and was fast. So that's how they balance it out. A lot of nope. The problem is, again, like I said, I don't like playing sniper because it's the extreme of my playstyle, which is keep away. My playstyle is literally keep away. I don't want to be in your face. That's why Hexeter is annoying as hell, because he wants to be in your face to blow you away. So that bothers me to no end. My style is literally mid-range to long range. That's how I want to fight you. I don't want to fight you face to face. If I'm putting Blink Strike on that build that I'm using right now, that gets a little bit touchy, because I can literally Blink Strike in between 3 people, triplane, flamethrower, and I can kill them like instantaneously. I did a pentakill like a day or 2 ago with that. So there are ways for me to just instantly gap close and then kill everything around me. But it's not effective all the time. And if I have no ammo for my heavy, it ain't a good look. That's why bot is so important for me. Why Nullum Guard means nothing to me. Okay, I can do more damage, but I have no ammo. How's that gonna work? So it's all about ammo. Every kill gets me ammo, it lets me kill more. And that's why I'm always looking for it. And when I say by broken, it's the speed of which certain things happen. Like Ring of the Veil. So here's my issue with Ring of the Veil. Freaking fantastic trinket. Look at where my Ring of the Veil is. My Ring of the Veil is level 19. Approaching 20 pretty quickly. Why? Because Ring of the Veil has the same thing that Grounding Bolt has. Put it in any build, it works really well, effectively. It does a lot of annoying things that make you getting kills or being able to control opponents work to your advantage a lot better. Ring of the Veil, you get a bunch of kills, you get primals really fast. At this level that is now, right now, it's at 170. It's gonna end at 175. That means I'm around right now around a 6 primal kill. And the reason it's 6 primals is as your gun hits other items, it's still bringing down the primal count. You might run around picking up 1 or 2 things, but if you kill 6 people, you will have primal while running around with this configuration, this thing on your build. It only takes 6 kills. When it was at 140 something, it was around 8 to 9 kills. It just drops precipitously. That's why this is broken. It's too fast. It just doesn't make any sense. It starts at 120. Why? Like, why would it need to start at 120? It should be any like 145, 130. But it starts at 120. What? There is nothing this good in anything that we own. And only Kieran's Cash is a close second. It's because of its banner, and what it does is exactly what its banner does. That's why Current Cash feels like it's broken right off the bat. But that's the issue. It's too high. This thing, they could drop another 40 off it or 30 off it, it'd still be great at level 20. It's just not as strong as this ridiculous number that you're looking at right now, but it's still real strong. No, there is no... you can't give an official release date to a game that you're developing that has bugs. And again, they're always at sitting at 0.112 while we're working on 1.11, and we're finding these errors and these things that are bothersome. They are basically moving towards 1.2. I mean 0.12. And the way it basically works is the closest I can see is after 1.3 is the one I know for sure is where they want to do a big rebalancing of stuff. But after that, I really can't